to your channel, Alex, when you get a chance. Go.
Oh shit! I forgot.
When you get a chance, no rush.
All right, put it in Discord.
Okay, thanks.
You got it.
Yep, I'm good. Let's go.
I don't know what to play. I guess I'll play that new game.
Well, there's people in the chat already. This is nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're there. They've been waiting. Waiting for
All right.
2 fucking hours for OJ.
We're gonna go live in 5, 4.
I'm already live, but okay.
3, 2.
Oh, he's
One.
already live.
And we are live. What is up, everybody? It is your girl Nia, TheVideoGamHer, and I am here with my co-host. We are going to be doing another Team Red Talks Nintendo. You guys know we do this every Tuesday. Oh shoot, I got something going on in the background. That's me.
Uh-oh.
My bad, y'all.
You
So
suck.
before we go ahead and dip into these topics, let's go ahead and introduce the other host of the panel. Alex, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let people know what you've been gaming on and all of that.
What's going on, everyone? ActivesiN here, and yeah, we've been waiting for OJ, so that's why we're late. So it's not our fault. We're gonna talk about some Nintendo stuff today, and I'm trying to play this new game, Next Machina,
It's not
but
working.
it's not showing up on the screen here, so I don't know what that's about. So I guess I'll play a different game. But yeah, let's go.
All right, Kuuppon, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let the people know what you've been gaming on?
I've been playing me some Overwatch and all the other stuff that I play on a regular basis, and Mikus and whatnot. So let's just get started, because OJ's still streaming, and we want to fucking get our podcast done and over with within a reasonable amount of time, not fuckboy hours.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
We'll finish. Well, our podcast will be
We'll
shorter
be
than
done
the
before
debate.
they're done. I bet you.
We'll probably be done before that. For those of you guys who don't know, there's a Nintendo debate going on right now about third party.
If you can call it that.
If you can even call it that.
It's more like one guy talking over the other guy. So that's all it
Yeah.
is.
It's just one dude talking over the other guy and being condescending, and then you don't really know what to talk about because they keep switching topics, and it's just kind of
It's a convoluted
it's
mess.
not a debate. It's
It's a convoluted
it's a
mess.
talking over session. Anyway,
The Switch is a new system.
Stop.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about us because our show is on right now. So get everybody over here because I'm sure that there are a lot of people who are as exasperated as we are after
After that.
after that. So let's go
After
ahead
that
and
travesty.
topic. So first, let's go ahead and start with our first topic, which is actually about the Discord app. So to those of you guys who do not know what the Discord app, but it is a chat application on PC that allows you to have multiple chat rooms for different
We're
occasions,
using it
different
now.
games and things like that. We're using it right now.
And we are.
And it's just a really good app in general, a very good sophisticated app,
go?
and it is free. So there was a fan, shout out to Furious Rants. He's actually a subscriber of ours on the show. And he asked Discord app on Twitter, he says, Discord app? Can we get a Discord app for Nintendo Switch, please? So of course an automated, customer service typical response was made. And it says at Furious Rant 16, we hope so. Be sure to upvote that over at feedback.discordapp.com. So, of course, everybody took to the Discord feedback section, and lo and behold, lots of people actually really want Discord app here. So we have what you guys are looking at right now on my screen is the voice chat. The Discord app forum. Lots of people actually really want this. Right now there's actually a couple of threads about this. It's not just the one that we're talking about right now, and a lot of them have a lot of views, a lot of upvotes. So it would be really good, I think, if Nintendo was able to approve such a thing, because it would be an alternative to what Nintendo's doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to Kuuppon. You go first. How do you feel about the possibility of Discord being on the Nintendo Switch?
Cause alternatives, yes. Cause why not? Like, the convoluted mess that Nintendo is trying to push on us that we don't really quite understand as of yet. This would be a good alternative to kind of alleviate some of that what do you call it? Confusion. Yes. Confusion. The Discord app is so much it's so easy to use. It's practically seamless. It doesn't take up a lot of computer space or whatever kind of space that you know that you're using it on. It's I have it on my phone, I have it on my computer. Having it on the Switch sound just seems kind of like, obvious. And especially being an on-the-go device, it'll be easy to, just get into a chat, talk to people, play a quick little game or something, and then once you're done doing whatever you do, you get out of the Discord. Hey, I gotta go, and you go on about your day, get back home, jump back into the Discord app, and play another game. Like, it's really seamless, really easy. Doesn't take up too much space, doesn't take up too much power or too much time. It's just another option, basically. It doesn't have to be the end all be all, but having other options is always better than nothing. And I mean, not everybody has to use it, obviously, but I just like the idea of having another option outside of what Nintendo has for us until we figure out what Nintendo is doing. It would be nice to know, hey, look, you guys, we also have this as an alternative. I just it just seems kind of it just seems like it works. It's kind of obvious and it would work. So we'll just have to see. Maybe it'll be a thing, maybe not. But hopefully, if we get enough, voices out there, maybe Nintendo will hear it. Maybe the Discord folks will hear about it. Maybe they can at least talk and get some, maybe something will happen. Who knows? I don't know. It seems like Nintendo is listening a lot more. It seems like they're trying to do a little bit more than what they would have done during the Wii U era. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe if we on our end get the word out there, maybe they can breach some kind of a conversation and talks, and maybe we'll see that in the future. We'll
Alex,
just
how do
have
you
to
feel?
see.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thanks for your opinion on that. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you didn't.
Um,
Go ahead.
Alex, what do you feel about the possibility of getting the Discord app to come to the Switch? Do you think Nintendo's gonna go for it? Like, what do you think? Do you think that this is gonna come to fruition at all? Tell me how you feel about this.
No. There's no way in hell this is actually gonna happen. Nintendo is hell bent on pushing their app on you. That's the main focus for them for voice chat. They're not gonna allow a third party to use their own app to interfere. It's not gonna happen. Even though I love Discord, I think it's better than any voice chat available on any console. It's better than Google Hangouts. It's better than Skype. It's amazingly clear, and it's not very resource heavy either, which is nice. So it would make sense on the Switch, but it's not gonna happen. Like, Nintendo wants to use their app. They've been pushing it forever. It's what they hired DNA to do. So why would they let Discord do it? Like, it doesn't make sense. Although I would love it, I would prefer it because we already use it, so everything would sync together. So it would make more sense for us personally. But I don't think it's gonna happen though.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am too.
Yeah.
I think that whatever Nintendo is trying to do with their whole online system, I think that something like Discord could potentially just come and just swoop in and just kind of show where Nintendo was kind of, falling off. If they could if they could get this to work running in the background on the Switch and you're able to play your games at the same time, it would definitely be awesome. But I really don't see Nintendo approving this because, like we mentioned before, they've got this own little lobby thing that they're trying to get going. The rumors that it's supposed to be called the Nintendo Lounge or something along those lines, and
Which is actually a pretty cool name, I think.
it's a cool name, but it's like Discord will probably still be better than whatever it is that Nintendo.
Oh, definitely. But
Let's just be completely honest with ourselves. But the interesting thing about this is that sometimes you just kind of never know with Nintendo. You never know what they're gonna do. Because apparently that Rainway app that we talked about last week or the week before, they say that they have been approved for a Nintendo Switch version of that app, but we don't know if Nintendo gave them the okay, or if they're just kind of doing something in the
yeah,
background.
but
They really have not.
that's not
said.
interfering with Nintendo though.
Also, that's true, but it also is something that you don't really expect that Nintendo would approve if that has been approved by Nintendo. So
Well, we don't actually know.
If Nintendo was smart, and sometimes they don't really do the smart thing, they would most definitely capitalize on having the Discord app as their solution and have maybe the people at Discord come and work with the people at DNA or whoever's working on this online to have some kind of functionality where they could have a Nintendo Switch version specifically for the Switch. You know, it doesn't have to be the version that we use right now on PC as their solution, because obviously Discord has gotten it to work. As my co-hosts have said already, it's a very low resource app. I mean, I say why not? Hopefully this does get somewhere and that we do hear something about this in the future. I don't see it happening, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and switch topics. So now our next topic is there's a rumor, and I'm just gonna say there's a rumor, okay? Rumor. I just want to make sure because this is a very hot topic right now.
Right.
There's a rumor that there is going to be a Nintendo Switch version of Monster Hunter, and apparently it was made by
Francis.
Oh my God.
Stop.
Can we not, please? I'm done with that. So I'm reading this article right now from PvP Live. And it says if this product listing is believed, a new edition of Monster Hunter will debut on the Nintendo Switch. Earlier today, a screenshot surfaced on Imager revealing a potential list of titles that are in development for Nintendo's next console. And it looks like the type of things that you will see at like EB Games or GameStop.
Yeah, that's a GameStop thingy.
Yeah. And it says the article goes on to say, though Capcom is one of several AAA studios initially confirmed for the console, there's been no details as to what specific IPs are in development. Monster Hunter is one of the studio's most successful franchises. What else could be on the horizon? The other interesting highlights for early adopters include Dragon Quest XI, along with references to an unannounced Sonic and Mario title. As always, latest rumors should be taken with a grain of salt. Fans won't have to speculate too much longer as Nintendo's presentation is only a few days away. So this was a couple of days ago or last week sometime, I'm assuming, since they're talking about the presentation or whatever. So Kuuppon, not Kuuppon because you went first last time. I'll go with Alex first this time. How do you feel about this rumor? What do you think?
I don't believe that.
I don't know if I believe it either.
Why wouldn't they just get Monster Hunter Worlds? Like,
I don't know.
don't make sense. Like, it'd be cool. I'm not saying we shouldn't get one, obviously, but like, I just find it hard to believe. That's all.
Yeah. What about you, Kuuppon? What do you think about this rumor?
I have a question. When was Lego City Undercover released?
Lego City Undercover came out in April.
For Switch.
I think in April.
Oh, then I'm looking at this thing. What's the date on this shit? It says release date, and then it says release date for Monster Hunter over here. That shit wrong. It's a lie.
Yeah.
That shit wrong. It's a lie. I don't believe it. That's what I was looking, because I saw Lego City. I'm like, when did Lego City come out?
Yeah, Lego City's been out for a while now.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that
Lego
shit's
City's been out for a while.
Yeah, that shit's a lie. Like,
I think it's
I don't know.
definitely a lie. Yeah.
It might have been photoshopped or something, or it might have been some.
But
like,
guys, you gotta believe the games are coming 2018.
Because what they do is they have these old placeholders in the system.
Yeah.
And for games that were supposed to come or are coming, and it's not necessarily meaning that it's gonna be here. It's just a placeholder. So those are just placeholder. That doesn't mean it's actually coming. And the release date's all fucked up. Yeah,
maybe that was the placeholder for like Monster XX or something.
It's probably a placeholder for a future Monster Hunter game, but then they decided they're not gonna do it, so they canceled it, and it's still in the system. But I don't think that's true. We'll know when we hear an announcement. I'll wait until I hear an announcement. When I hear an actual announcement from Nintendo or Capcom, that's when it's the truth. Until then, it's a fucking lie.
Right. I wonder if there's a possibility that they were actually going to bring Double Cross to the West, but decided not to.
Well, I still don't understand why they're not. Like, to me, it makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if we want to keep it 100, like in the West, Monster Hunter is definitely not as popular, of course, as it is over in Japan.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting because we've pretty much gotten all of the Monster Hunter games up to this one over here localized. But who knows? Maybe they'll bring it soonish, or maybe next year sometime. Usually when they do localize Monster Hunter, it's usually about how long does it take for them to do that? Because I remember I got Monster Hunter 4 on the 3DS, and it had been over in Japan for some time. I don't really remember exactly how long it took for them to localize it, but it was quite a while.
Yeah.
So who
I don't know,
knows?
but
Who
that
knows?
stuff looks a little funky to me.
Sketchy.
So yeah,
And
we'll
Coupon
see.
used to work at GameStop, so
That
she
stuff
would
look a
know.
little sketchy.
All
Yeah,
right, so
that
let's
doesn't look
go.
real to me.
Yes. So let's go ahead and go on to our next topic. So we have a topic here, and it is actually about Sony. Don't freak out, guys. I know this
Oh
is a
no!
Nintendo
Oh
podcast,
no!
but sometimes sometimes it might lead to other stuff, other companies. So there is
Freak
a
out!
CEO or a higher up over at Sony, and he had some very positive things to say about the Nintendo Switch. Um,
Oh, damn it.
and it's freaking key. So Sony thinks that the Nintendo Switch success is great for the industry. So I have a little excerpt here to kind of preface what we're going to be talking about here. So the article goes on to say that Nintendo released the Switch Hybrid back in early March of this year. Sales took off since the very beginning, leaving Nintendo shocked at the unexpectedly high demand. The strong sales performance that the Switch currently has is being acknowledged not just by Nintendo and retailers like GameStop, but also by Nintendo's competitors Microsoft and Sony. Microsoft Phil Spencer recently stated that the Switch has great momentum, and now Sony has chimed in with its own comment on the system's strong sales. Sony's Jim Ryan, the global head of marketing and sales, was recently interviewed by Game Reactor. The interviewer asked Ryan about his how Sony feels about Nintendo and Microsoft beginning to encroach on its space with the new Nintendo Switch and Xbox One X. Ryan responded by saying, I think, in many ways, this sort of increased presence in the space is a good thing. It creates conversation, it creates excitement. Referring specifically to Nintendo and the high sales of the Switch, Ryan had some positive remarks. Certainly, having a rejuvenated and energetic Nintendo back is great for the industry. I think our industry is better and stronger when Nintendo is strong. I really believe that. This positive comment from Ryan proves that when it comes to animosity between the platform holders, that only exists in the gaming community, not so much the industry. And that is something I've been saying for forever. So, Alex, what do you feel about this guy saying these positive things about the Switch? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Like, what are your thoughts?
Nah, he's a scumbag. He's lying. Of course. Oh, he's just telling the truth. Like everybody knows the industry's better when Nintendo's doing good. Like nobody wants to see Nintendo do poorly, unless you're like BG or something. But other than that, like Yoshida's always praising them. Phil Spencer's always praising them. It is what it is. Like people like when Nintendo does well. So good on Jim Ryan. Usually he says dumb things. Like he was that guy that said that you don't need backwards compatibility. He recently said like what did he say about indies? Indies aren't relevant anymore. VR is relevant. He said a lot of wild shit. So like once in a while he says some things that aren't crazy, I guess.
This is a good thing.
All right, what about you, Coupon? How you feel about this?
Hey, it is what it is. It sounds good to me. I'm glad that they feel that Nintendo needs to be in the market for them to, I guess
They need
keep
somebody to
going.
copy from.
They need some. They need
Oh, freak.
well that and no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's you. But I mean, they need someone to keep their heads, above water. Make sure they ain't acting too fucking crazy. I guess. I mean, Microsoft and Sony are against each other. It's kind of been
Yeah.
lackluster as of late. So we need
It's
someone
not
to
even
kind of
it's not even a fight anymore. It's been a
yeah. It's just
one-sided
like
beating.
yeah. It's just generally between those two. It just back and forth each generation. One wins, the other wins, and then Nintendo pops up with a surprise, and everybody's like, "Fuck, Nintendo's still in the market. We gotta watch out." So
Yeah.
it's essentially is that. It's just Nintendo has some very bad moments, and then when they hit something out of the ballpark, everybody pays attention, and they're like, "Fuck, Nintendo's still here."
Yeah,
But
pretty much. Yeah.
but we understand Nintendo needs to be trying to let people know, like, hey, don't get lackluster. Don't think you could just do whatever you want because Nintendo will sneak up from behind and fuck some shit up.
Yep.
That's very true. They come in when you least expect them to. It's so crazy. If only they could keep the momentum
Doing
forever.
Like if they
you know
could
how
keep people
Nintendo
on their
is.
toes.
And you know how Nintendo is. They'll get you on your toes for a little bit and then they'll turn around and do something incredibly lackluster. You're just like,
Yeah,
Nintendo
like
cannot they cannot keep momentum to save their lives.
And
But
they definitely
Oh my
cannot.
goodness.
it's like Nintendo's
Ah,
doing
damn it.
good. It's been a while. Like,
Like, when are they gonna mess up? Oh, never mind. Splatoon headset situation. That's how it happens all the time.
it's
Hey,
always
hey
one
guys, you don't have all the
thing.
information yet. That's just one
Yeah,
headset.
like
Oh
right
my
now they're
god.
still doing good, and even with the headset situation and the freaking online stuff, like they're still doing decently. But it's like, how long can they keep that momentum with the
Exactly.
fact that they have the headset
I think
issue
when
and
it
the
when it comes
online
to
issue?
the games, the momentum's fine. It's just like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
just
the
some
other,
other
it's
stuff on the
the other
side.
shit.
Just the other
Yeah.
little
Like
stuff on the side
yesterday,
that
they
kinda
released
sticking
like
up.
the biggest update for the Switch yet, and you still can't talk to your friends.
Exactly.
Like
Which we're
stuff
gonna
like
talk
that
about
is
that in a
annoying.
little bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. I just kind of want to say this before we move on to our next topic. But I think, like the article stated, like
Oh
this
shit.
proves that in the industry there is a healthy air of competition. Um, there is a healthy amount of we gonna kick your butt, but we want you to do well so that we can do better.
Right.
You know? But then you have like the gaming community at large that feels like there can only be one, and it's like, you
Like
know,
Highlander.
yeah, they like, and the people who work in the industry understand how competition works. They understand that competition is better for their bottom line, and it's good when everybody is being competitive
Yeah, it's the only way you can
company's
move
dollars.
forward.
It's the only way you can move forward. So, but sometimes I wonder, how these people really feel, because
Right.
you can't sit up here and tell me that they're not like, well, we're doing really great right now.
Yo, I'm
We're just
sure
doing this
like
because we're on top.
I'm sure Phil Spencer wakes up every day and just looks at the PlayStation and be like, "Why are they destroying us?" Like, he is, because he's like, "Damn it! I gave these fuckers backwards compatibility. I
Oh
gave,
shoot!
I gave
Like
these."
even the people at Sony don't even know why they're
Yeah, they don't know.
like,
Like,
they don't know. They ain't even said it themselves. They're like, we don't know why this thing is selling.
he's
Like,
like, "I
I
gave them a
know that it
4K
is.
Blu-ray player. I gave them the most powerful console in the world. Why don't they buy my console?"
But
Exactly.
power and all that.
I just think it's funny that at the end of the day, like, these guys can be competitive. They can feel how they feel about their respective. Of course, these guys are making money doing what they do.
Yeah.
It's just interesting how these guys who actually work for these companies can be stand-up guys and gals, and
The
not
only
be
one like
as
who doesn't show like sportsmanship is Reggie.
Reggie is the
Yeah.
worst.
He is just like a really sad man.
He is the worst. Like, he's
We
the
be looking at all this.
I
stuff, like,
still remember at
E3 last
E3,
year.
yeah, when he said, "Oh, the only people having fun here are our booths." I'm like, "Come on, man."
Like, dude,
Yeah,
come
I
on
think he
now.
was
Your
just
shit isn't the end all.
salty.
He was so salty. Do you remember like
He was salty that year because they had a really bad.
they
year.
had a bad year that year? That was the
They had a
worst
bad
E3 they
year.
had. And like remember they
had a
showed
really
the
bad
Xbox One X, or not X, the
Mhm.
S, and there's a picture of Reggie just staring at it like with hate in his heart.
It's like,
I remember that picture.
Oh my
dude,
gosh.
you looking hurt. You look real hurt. Not my problem, really.
That was hilarious. All right, y'all. Well, let's go ahead and move on. So, to those of you guys who don't know, who haven't turned on your switches to find out yet, there has been an actually pretty decent update.
Update.
So there was an update that occurred last night sometime, and I do not have the update details. Let me find that. But just to continue on the conversation, there was a substantial update for the Nintendo Switch last night, and it actually came with some really interesting things. I think that it went live. I don't know when it went live, but it was a little bit later in the day sometime.
Yeah, it was like in the evening. It was
Yeah,
just
in the
it was
evening.
pretty much just when we were about to start Mario Kart.
Yeah, it was later in the evening. So I have the patch notes
Can't
here.
jump
Can you
there yet.
believe that Nintendo is actually doing patch notes now? Like that.
But don't you remember fighters don't need patch notes?
But they're actually doing patch notes now. So here are
Oh, because they need them now.
Here are the details
Strange.
about Alex. Shut
I
up.
know. I'm just talking.
So here are the details for the Switch. So
Oh shit.
the improvements included in version 3.0 include register a channel to receive news for specific games. And a channel is basically a little hub where you can get news and information about particular games that you're following. Right now, those are only 3 channels. I think they consist of Mario Kart. Was it Mario Kart, Splatoon, and Zelda?
For
I
what?
don't remember exactly the 3 channels that are available.
Oh, it's ARMS, Splatoon, and Odyssey.
Okay, so it's Orange Splatoon and Mario Odyssey. Okay. And also, to me, one of the most interesting and one of the most exciting updates is that they have um, consolidated your friend list. So now you have your Nintendo 3DS friends on your Switch and your Wii U friends on your list, as well as the people that you have added on your mobile,
Yeah, the
the mobile
Mitomo
app
people.
side, like yeah, like Mitomo, like
Fire
Mario Run,
Emblem.
Fire Emblem. So that's actually a really neat update. It's really neat, I think. They also had receive notifications when your friends go online. So to those of you guys who do not have a Switch yet, um, there has always been like a notification system on the Switch, but it's been very basic. Like when you get online or you're hooked up to online, it'll tell you how many people are online, but it won't tell you who is online. So now there's an update that tells you who's online. So you can either have it to set to where you can have all of your friends show up when they pop online, or just your best friends, or you can turn it off altogether. Something
In
that we were
case you
trying to
have
tell
no
y'all
friends.
during the Wii U generation that you can always turn it off. But it's
No,
like, "Yeah, I don't wanna pop
no. If I don't want it, no one should have it.
But you know,
Never.
you can turn it off if you don't want it. So you know how Kuuppon and Alex are my best friends on my Switch. So whenever they pop online, I can see them on the side of my screen.
And I will probably get a note one day when we get the chance. They'll be sending me Xbox is the best box.
Exactly. One day. That's my dream for the
One day.
Switch, so I can
That's
send
all
you
you have
guys
to do.
Xbox is the best box.
One day.
One day I'll see it, and when I see it, it'll be a glorious day because I won't even be mad.
And then they added the ability to find your controllers, which I think is actually really neat. So if you lose your Joy Cons or you lose your Pro controller, you can hit Find Controller and hit it as many times as you want. And your controller could be like in the kitchen or another room. It'll buzz.
Could be on the airplane. It could be anywhere.
You ain't getting it back. It's in the
You
car
ain't getting it back if
somewhere.
it's on the airplane. So I think that's a really neat idea because everybody complains about how small the Joy-Con are, and they're really small.
Very
But if
small.
you lose them somewhere in the house, you can actually find them. I think
They
that's
actually
a
vibrate and
really
make
neat idea.
noise.
Yes, it's
I
a
was
really
trying it out
nifty-
yesterday. It's pretty cool.
Yes, it's very nifty idea. Also, I want to take a pause to shout out to all of the 32 people watching on my end right now. Shout outs to Chariot Man, Stunt
Where am I
101,
going?
Phantom 1 Op, Adriana Rose. Those are all the people I can see in my immediate view. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Don't forget to give this a like. We got 32 people watching right now, but we only have 7 likes. Let's get those likes up, get them sky high so that we can get more people in here to listen in.
Get the likes
So-
up. Get them off Francis. Goddamn.
So to continue on with this 3.0 update, so you can change the user icon order on your home menu. So if you have multiple accounts on your Switch, you can change the order. They also added 6 new Splatoon 2 characters for the icon avatar selection. You can change the system volume from the quick settings. So when you're playing a game, if you like, I think it's double tap the home button, you can switch it right there from your screen.
Oh, really?
Yes, and you can also set
shit.
the maximum. We can also set the maximum volume for the headset or speakers connected to the audio jack. So, say if you're playing your Switch and you take it off the dock for on-the-go play, when you put a headset jack inside of the Switch itself, it automatically lowers the volume so you don't blow your eardrums out. And here's actually really weird.
You mean like when somebody sees a Metroid Prime 4 commercial?
Hey,
like,
hey,
like,
hey, 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 hey.
like that?
So, this is a really weird update. You can actually change the color scheme of your Switch. So you can either invert the colors or you can set them to grayscale. And I think the reason why they did this is for people who are colorblind. I think that it's possible.
Is
they
that
did this
help
for
with
colorblind
inverted? Is
people.
inverted help with that shit?
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
think
we should ask
inverted
Rob.
does. I think it's a different.
Yeah.
They call it something else because it's definitely not inverted colors or grayscale.
We should ask Rob because Rob is
Yeah,
Rob
Rob's
is
colorblind, right?
colorblind.
Yeah.
So we should ask him if that actually helps him. You can also use the Switch Pro controller via a wired connection via the USB charging.
Oh.
I don't know. I thought you could always do that because I do that all the time.
Yeah, I have mine plugged in while using it. I didn't think that was
Yeah.
something new.
I didn't think it.
Okay.
Maybe it has issues for some people or something.
Oh, we can get okay, cool.
Not really sure. You can also now update your controller. So, say if they add some kind of functionality to the controllers, you can just update it straight from the system. And they also added a feature that suggests deletion on software data if there is insufficient space for downloading other software. So, say if you're trying to download something and you don't have a whole lot of space, it'll notify you before deleting something else off of your system to make room for the thing that you're downloading. So, that was a lot to unpack.
Oh, there's one other one that I see here. It says you can
Oh,
also use a keyboard. Did you say that
Yeah,
one?
you
yes,
can
you
you can
can
plug
use
in a
a
USB
USB
keyboard now.
Keyboards
keyboard.
now.
Yes, you could use a USB
Ah,
keyboard.
damn
Thank you
it.
for catching that. You could use a USB keyboard on the Switch whenever your system is in keyboard mode, which is actually a really nice addition. Um, lots of things to unpack. I know. As for me personally, the updates I'm still looking forward to was like we
Right.
mentioned, messaging. Okay, messaging. Let me message my best
I
friends at
just want
least.
to see Xbox and Best Buy. I want to see this. When I see this, we have arrived.
Like, why
You
can't I
know,
just type that? God damn.
exactly. Now, I know that we're not getting like the online stuff right now since that stuff has been delayed, but at least
Yeah.
let me message my friends on my friends list, and I'm good. Let me
Surely we don't need
also
an app for
move
that.
let me move my save data, please.
Please,
Let
yes.
me move my save
Can I
data.
move my save data, please and thank you? Like I don't want my freaking because had I known I would have waited before I put all of
Exactly.
my freaking stuff on that damn thing.
It's coming alongside the third
And now
parties in
I have a
2018.
card to use, and I'm just like, oh my god, and I gotta
Yeah.
delete
Especially
this and
for
then
the
redo
Zelda game.
this.
I would have put that on my card if I had
Yeah.
known. Ugh.
Right?
I know. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off now to
Fuck.
my panel, my co-host, because y'all are more than a panel. You guys are also the host of Team Red. So, guys, just tell me, what do you want from this from the Switch as far as updates are concerned? How do you feel about the 3.0 updates? Because I mean, this was a lot.
Step in the right
of-
direction. It's
Fine, yeah,
it's a step in the right direction. We're seeing
Yeah.
some improvements slowly but surely, but I need to see Xbox is the best box from Alex.
Yep.
And then I know we're getting a little closer to where I want to be. Obviously, we need to know more about the online, and hopefully that headset situation gets sorted the fuck out because I'm not on board for that. But
Yeah.
but for the most part, what I'm seeing here, it looks like they are making improvements. They're moving forward. It's not just maintenance anymore.
Oh my gosh! If we would have been
If we
getting
had
more
gotten another
stability,
fucking maintenance.
oh my god, we
So
still
it's
on
not
that
just
stability.
Yeah, so it's no longer just a stability thing. It's not just maintenance, actual quality of life type of
Yeah.
situation here. We're seeing more improvements, more things that need to be addressed, need to be fixed, and that's good. I like the fact that they're moving forward and not just stability because that's just you can
Exactly.
do that in between. I don't mind the stability, but that's not going to be enough to keep me. I need the other stuff. And like I said, I honestly really want to see Alex send me a message saying Xbox is the best spot. I really want to see this.
Of course. Everybody wants it.
Out
Like
to me.
when I see this, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Everybody
The thing
wants
that stood
that.
out to me, I want to say this, and then I'm going to pass it over to Alex. The thing that stood out to me is that this is a significant, I would say, a pretty significant update, and we're getting it 3 months in. Can
Yeah.
we please get updates this quickly, please? Because with the Wii U, we got folders, and that was pretty much
Shit.
the most significant update that we got. So, Alex, how do you feel about update version 3.0? What would you like to see in future updates?
Like, message people?
Yes.
Themes. I want, like,
Yes.
3DS has themes. I would like themes.
Yep.
Folders. Because even the Wii U had
Definitely.
folders. Because
Yeah,
we're
for
going to get
sure.
more games sooner or later, so gotta find a
Mhm.
way to organize those. All the online stuff I'm not gonna really talk about because that's coming later, so that's whatever. But
Right.
streaming, I want the streaming app, I want my YouTube app, Netflix app, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, all of that stuff. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's a good start. Like there's nothing really in there like too exciting. Like the USB keyboard, I feel is the coolest thing.
Probably pretty cool. Yeah.
But other than that, like it's just general housekeeping stuff for the most part. Like find the controllers is pretty interesting, I suppose. You can kind of make music out of it, so that's cool.
What? Make music out of what?
Because each controller has a different vibration sound.
Really?
Yeah, because I was playing with it yesterday. The left Joy-Con and the right Joy-Con are slightly different, and the Pro controller is different.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you can hear them. It's pretty cool. That's about it, I guess. Like it's definitely better than a stability update, which is what we normally get. So
Yeah.
can't be too mad.
I'm not really
Yeah.
mad at this update. I think that a lot of good improvements were made. Like there were some things in here that I didn't even know would actually be something that I wanted. Like if I lose my Joy Cons or like my controllers, like that's actually pretty dope to be honest.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
it's like that's actually like now that's legitimately a quality of life update. Like
Yeah,
It is.
that
Yeah.
those
makes my
things are
life
small,
so much
and
easier.
That's something that makes your life easier.
yeah,
Something that
those
makes
things
your
are
life
definitely
easier.
small. And if you have kids who
Yeah,
actually play or something on them, and they end up misplacing them, you're gonna want to know where they're freaking at. Unless they're
Right.
on a plane, then you just lost them.
and then you're screwed.
They're gone.
So yes, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next topic. So there are analysts saying to expect Nintendo Switch shortages all year because you guys know we talked about this on Team Red Talks in the past that Nintendo's fighting for parts right now with Apple and
Fighting.
yes, with Apple and other electronic companies for I guess like chipsets and like plastic and all of the other things
A
that you
bunch
find
of shit
inside
in
of
there
tech.
that he's sharing with cell phones.
Yes, so that could be a problem. So let's go ahead and read what's going on here. So Nico partner analyst David Ahmad has some bad news for people looking to purchase a Nintendo Switch. In a recent tweet, Ahmad mentioned that shortages for the system will likely last the remainder of 2017. And then the tweet goes on to say, expect Nintendo Switch shortages to continue through the rest of the year. Production is still capped right now due to component shortages. And then the article goes on to say, with production capped, there is not much Nintendo can do at this point. If you still haven't found the Switch at retail, you'll have to play the waiting game, unless you are fine with overpaying from a secondary seller. Have you been able to snag a Switch for yourself yet? If so, how challenging was it to find? So let's start with Coupon. How do you feel about this? The
Um,
shortages are still happening. Like
well,
I
that
know.
sucks for everybody else.
Mhm.
I got mine. I don't know what to tell y'all, but to be honest, yeah, the shortages sucks. Let's be real here. Most people who know Nintendo, it's always a shortage in their consoles for the most part. Not on the Wii,
Yes.
not with the Wii U, but for the most part, a lot of their stuff tends to be on the short end of the stick. And so if you know something's coming out for Nintendo and you know you're gonna get it and you're eager to get it, it's kind of a day one buy thing. You need to be camping out for that motherfucker because
Yeah.
that's kind of sort of the deal. But it
Yep.
really does suck. I mean, it's good to see that Nintendo is actually using parts that are like uh not the back shelf items.
Thank you.
So
Thank
they're
Yeah,
you.
they're
actually
using like
they're
current
using
generation hardware
yeah,
for
they're
once.
actually using quality parts. So this is a good thing. So this shows that they're not using some old outdated back store quality bullshit that they left in the back of the warehouse somewhere that nobody's buying no more. They're using stuff that people are fighting to get because it's quality current things. So this is a good
Exactly.
sign. That means Nintendo is in the now. They're not living in the past. They've moved forward finally. So these are good things. It sucks that that they're not available to us, the switches and all that stuff right now. But keep a ear out. I'm pretty sure once they get some parts and start production again, they'll bring them out. But for the most part, it is very calming to find that Nintendo is actually having to fight for parts as opposed to just mosey on in and hey, let me get the back store shelf items real quick
Yeah,
and
Right.
get it
let
out
me
the
get your
door.
clearance
Let,
section
let me
items.
get your clearance section stuff. They're not getting the clearance items. They're getting
Oh, everybody else got 8-core processors. Let's go get a tri-core for the Wii U. How about that?
Oh my god.
You got a warehouse full? Oh, give me 14 million.
Yeah, yeah, I need a whole bunch of these.
Exactly. So,
So,
how do you feel about this, Alex?
About the parts being delayed.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, obviously.
Well,
I got mine, so it doesn't affect me, but like it affects a
right,
lot of people, which sucks.
right.
I didn't think this was gonna be an issue like
I didn't
that.
think it was going to be an issue. I thought Nintendo was going to be able to do. Now, the thing that is really interesting is like, is it because these factories can't get these parts out enough? Are people fighting for the actual materials to make these consoles? Like, I don't understand what they mean by component shortage. Like, couldn't Nintendo just go to other manufacturing
But there's pretty
companies
much
and
only
get things
one.
made?
Usually, only one manufacturer makes this kind of stuff.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That is absolutely crazy to me. The interesting thing about this is like, because Nintendo has certain projections that they feel like they should be making by this time next year. I forgot. I think
Right.
they said, was it 16? They wanted to ship
They wanted
16
to, yeah,
million or something like
16.
that by the end of
Yeah,
the fiscal year.
but that ain't looking like the
Yeah.
case.
So I'm wondering like how much this is actually gonna affect
Like
their
it won't be
bottom
like this
line.
for too long, because like if all these other companies are fighting for the same parts, they're just simply gonna make more parts.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna let everyone wait in the wind like that. Like
Yeah.
that's not how business is.
That's money that they're
That's
losing.
exactly, that's money that they're
Exactly,
missing
so.
out on. So that's not gonna happen.
That's
But
incredible.
obviously, when it comes to parts, especially when it comes to cell phone parts, whether you like Nintendo or you hate Apple or whatever, they're number one. So
Exactly.
they're gonna get the parts first. That's
They're
just
gonna get the
reality.
parts first.
That's
Yeah,
facts.
that's an
Like
obvious
that's
fact.
legit
Yeah.
facts. Yes.
So it's like they get their
Yes.
parts, and then they'll start
Then everybody
trickling
else
down.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. So that being said, that is actually going to dip into our next topic, which is actually about NPDs. So we don't really too much really care for NPD numbers and stuff like that on Team Red. We really just mostly care about what Nintendo is bringing to the table as far as games and overall gaming experience. But it's something that people care about, so we're gonna talk about it today. Um, so speaking of the component shortages, the NPDs came out for May today, and the here's the pretty much the gist of it. The Nintendo Switch, as far as hardware is concerned, came in second to the PS4 this month. But it did have some of the overall best-selling games of May. So let's go through the software. So I'm just gonna do 1 through 10 because there's like 20 here, and like I'm not gonna go through all of those. So number one was Injustice 2. Number two was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, not including digital sales. Number three was Grand Theft Auto 5.
Still,
Four, I know this game's still selling.
that game has been out for
Four is The Legend of
years.
Zelda Breath of the Wild, and this does not include digital sales. Number five is Prey, does not include digital sales. Number six is Ghost Recon Wildlands. Number seven is Fire Emblem Echo Shadow of Valencia, not including digital sales. Number eight is NBA 2K17. Number nine is MLB The Show. And number 10 is Overwatch. So Nintendo software is still selling well. It's in the top 10 for this month, but the actual Switch itself has been going down because, as far as we know, of course, they won NPDs for March because it was new. It also won the NPDs for April because Mario Kart had literally just come out. It dipped into second place this month, and it kind of makes me wonder if it's going to continue to dip for the rest of the year, either because
Yeah,
of
because of stock issues.
shortages, yes, stock issues, or just other issues. Maybe people like lose interest at some point this year. I don't know. So how do you guys feel about the NPD numbers? Do you care? Do you not care? We're not gonna do this round table. This is just newsies type
I
stuff.
don't care.
Okay.
I think they would have won if it wasn't for stock issues.
You think
Yeah.
Cause well, like look at there's nothing came out for Sony in the last couple months that was big.
so? Yeah.
So like Nintendo's still the hot item. Obviously, every store sold out and people want it. So like at this point, I just think it's a stock issue for them.
Right.
But it's whatever. Like they're still doing good. Their games are selling well. They have like 3 exclusive games in that top 20 list, which is pretty damn impressive. When you're talking about against multiplats, which are on 4 consoles.
Oh my God, that's what I was thinking too. Like, you have 2 Nintendo Switch games in the top 10 for May, and then you have a Nintendo 3DS game that's actually a remake of an older Fire Emblem game. Like, Nintendo's doing well as far as software is concerned. I mean, Mario Kart 8 is right under Injustice 2. The Legend of Zelda is right after Grand Theft Auto. Mario Kart is sold more than Grand Theft Auto. That means something.
Yep.
Like that's actually pretty good. And for the rest of the year, we know that Nintendo's got a lot of great looking exclusives coming for the rest of the year. We got Mario Rabbids is coming, which actually a lot of people are excited for. Mario Odyssey is coming. Xenoblade is coming. We got a lot of dope looking games coming for the rest of the year. Hopefully Nintendo can manage to get stock up between now and that time, because when Mario comes, whew, they better hope they have some stuff in stock, because Mario is gonna sell. It's gonna sell to Nintendo fans. It's gonna sell to people who don't really rock with Nintendo but love Mario. So Nintendo, man, they gotta figure something out.
Yep. Work it out.
Yeah, so
Better
I
talk to
know.
Apple. Talk to Apple. Be like, can
Right?
I get them things? Like, make a negotiation. See if they'll hand over some them parts first for you. Let you get first in line, cause I don't
Yeah,
know, but we'll see.
we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. So
I
I
now
got mine.
I don't think they're hurting at this point. That's we can pretty much say that.
you don't
Yeah.
think Nintendo's hurting?
I don't think they're hurting at all at this point. They're selling way more than they thought they were going to.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
but
pretty sure they
that's
still have a few
potential
in
loss though.
Yeah, but yeah, if they keep up like this without any in stock.
Yeah, that's still kind of it still kind of hurts them though, because I think that if they weren't having this issue trying to get more components and things like that, they would be selling a whole lot more.
They'll
Than what
still
they're
sell
selling
them though.
right
That's the
now.
thing.
Yeah.
It's not like they have no parts and people don't want the item.
So you think that that's not going to deter people from actually getting one?
I think it's gonna make people want it more.
You think so? And you know, when Mario comes out, that might actually prove to be true.
Yep.
Like you're gonna see a lot of people just kind of buying them.
Oh
and
man, if they
in
can't get
droves.
these, if they can't get the stocks sorted out by holiday season, they're gonna have a bad time. People
Yeah.
people are gonna be
Yeah.
really mad if they can't get that Odyssey.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna be, man. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our discussion topic. And to those of you guys who don't know how Team Red Talks Nintendo works, we usually have a couple of newsy things, but then we'll end our podcast with a discussion type a discussion, and then we'll get questions and feedback from you guys over in the chat. So make sure you guys are thinking about the questions that you want to ask us, because we will be looking very soon in the chat to see if you guys have any questions. But before we dip into this discussion, I'm going to give some more shout outs to you guys in the chat. And I kind of want to give you guys some props. We got 38 people watching on my end right now. So I want to give shout outs to Gameboy 603, Fly from the Inside, Alaothi. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. We got Danny Sinfield in here. We have Itaki Teacher in here, guys. Thank you so much. We got the Glory X Ross in here. Thank you guys so much again for coming and listening to our discussion. We got 38 people right now watching this, but we only have 22 likes. Let's get those likes up some more so we can get more people in here. We can get this podcast to grow. And now I'm going to shut up and we're going to talk about this topic. So, our big topic for tonight, it's a very hot topic right now in the Nintendo community. And I just want to preface this with saying that, you know, Nintendo had a really good E3, a very good E3 if you like Nintendo's games. But there's still some people out there that would have liked to see more. And when I say more, of course, I'm talking about third party support. You know, when the Nintendo Switch was officially revealed in January, Nintendo had this big, huge, like, info pic of all of the different third party developers, both Western and Japanese, who were quote unquote pledging their support for the Nintendo Switch. Fast forward to E3 2017, just last week, there weren't very many development studios who were actually presenting the Switch on their stage or giving any announcements about any of the potential third party games that's coming out on other consoles that are not coming over to the Nintendo Switch. So this has of course caused a lot of discussion between many members of the community. So I kind of want to preface this with this is just our opinion about kind of what people are saying in general and then how we personally feel. So I'm going to give this off to Kuuppon first, and then we're going to give it to
Go
Alex.
with Alex first.
Alex was
Ha!
first. Who was first last time? You?
It's just I'm doing something
Oh,
real
okay,
quick
okay.
right now.
All right, so Alex, we're gonna go ahead and start off with Alex, then we're gonna get Coupon's opinion, and then we're just gonna come and just have a big discussion together. All right, Alex, go ahead and give your opinion.
Okay. Where to even begin? I don't even know where. So the Switch, we've been saying for a while. Wait till E3. We definitely been telling people to do that, and E3 came and gone, and there's nothing. Like there was Skyrim and there was Rocket League, which to me personally is not a big problem because I have several other ways to play these games. But like if you're
Right.
just a Nintendo owner, I think it's time to start concerning
Tomorrow.
yourself.
Yeah.
Don't listen to people that are saying wait till 2018. They're damage controlling. That's not reality. Because we saw with Metroid that game is at least 3 years out, and they showed us that it's coming. You telling me third parties can't do the same? Sorry, they can. I don't care about dev kits. I don't want to hear none of that shit. They knew the Switch was coming because we have games at launch that are not from Nintendo. You have stuff like FIFA, you have stuff like NBA, you have Skyrim. These games are coming, so obviously they knew about the console. It's not about the power. It's not just about the install base. Install base is a big part of it. You'll hear Francis talk about that, and that's where we agree. But the big thing is these guys do not trust the Nintendo fan base to buy games.
Yeah.
That's point blank period. That's all it is. And you can't really blame them because we all went through the Wii U. We all know what happened. Like even Call of Duty couldn't even hit 500,000. The biggest gaming franchise can't hit 500,000 on the Wii U. But Nintendo games sell 1 million no problem.
True.
That's a problem. Like even shitty games like Mario Party 10 sold over 1 million. Call of Duty cannot. That's a problem. And so you're good. That's why you're not seeing a lot of third-party games. The only reason we have Skyrim is because Nintendo's publishing it. That's the only reason. That's why Bethesda's so like excited about Nintendo because they got a game made for free, essentially.
Basically.
And like I'm not mad at that or anything because I think that's like something Nintendo should be doing anyways.
They should be either publishing or dual publishing or something.
Because like
helping them out.
Like a lot of people don't like to admit it, but Nintendo cultivated this audience. Like they cultivated this fan base that only buys Nintendo games for better or for worse. Like it's good for Nintendo because their games sell, but like nobody else's do.
Right.
And that's all it is. Like don't get your hopes up about this 2018 nonsense. Like games that are mysteriously coming, like fake, like all those rumors about a brand new Monster Hunter just for the Switch. Like no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
That's not happening. Like we're getting the port of a 3DS game that isn't even coming to North America.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like if you want the real Monster Hunter game. For some reason, you can buy it on an Xbox, but you can
you get it on PC.
You can get it on PC later, but you're definitely not getting it on the Switch. And again, I don't think it's a power thing. It's more like strangely for Capcom, it's an install based thing, and they're scared for some reason. But even though Monster Hunter games always sell on Nintendo hardware, which is why Capcom is so infuriating. Because they're the exception to this rule.
Yeah, they are definitely an exception.
Yeah, they definitely are.
All right, Kuuppon, how do you feel about? Is that all you have to say about that, Alex?
I guess like we'll get into that whole debate and stuff after you guys have gone.
Yeah.
All right, Kuuppon, how do you feel about the third party situation on the Switch? Are you worried?
Pretty much the same thing as what Alex said. It's like for me, a multi-console person, it doesn't affect me ever because for the most part, I know I'm gonna get it elsewhere, even though I do love playing on a Nintendo console, and that's just the way Nintendo set up their shit to be. They set it up to where we get where Nintendo consoles get the low-end budget type, third-party games, because obviously third parties are not looking to they know they're not really gonna be able to sell their games the way they want.
Right.
They don't want to be spending like buckets of time and energy and money on a game that isn't gonna sell, and I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. It sucks. It is what it is, but it sucks. But I mean, the only way to I don't know, the only way to see third parties the way people want to see it, and let's not get it twisted, everybody's talking about Western third parties, might I add. They're not talking about Japanese third parties, because we get plenty of that on the Switch. We're seeing a lot of that coming over, so that's a great thing. But as far as Western third parties, the Call of Duties and all that other good stuff, I would like to say play the wait and see game, but Alex had it right. I mean, don't hold your fucking breath.
Yeah.
Don't hold your breath. You could play the wait and see game, but for the most part, be honest with yourself. Do you really see yourself buying half of these fucking third party games on a Nintendo console? Yeah. Are you really gonna do it? And you have to be blunt, fucking obvious with yourself, like honest with yourself. Like, are you really gonna do it? I know me, I'm probably not.
Yeah.
Not a good portion of them are going to be on the Switch. Now, if they have different capabilities, different add-ons and things that are really appealing to me, hell, fuck yeah, I would. With the capability of taking them on the go, yeah, I would. But it has to be something totally different from what I'm getting with the other ones because they're all going to have technically the same shit,
Yeah.
all that other stuff. But if you give me something extra with the third party item that I'm supposed to be purchasing or something, make it more appealing to me, and make it different and I guess special, then yeah, sure, I would get it on the Switch. But I mean, if it's gonna be the same thing or it's gonna have less of what the others have, then why would anybody get it on the Switch?
Right.
And it is a cultivated, reality that Nintendo set up from a very early stage, and it's just continued on from there, and we've helped to cultivate it ourselves, us the fans and user base and all that good stuff. And most people have moved on and they just prefer getting their third parties on other consoles. So it's just being honest with yourself, just you know where you're getting your third parties from.
Right.
And if you're
Yes.
only a Nintendo console player and you really do want third parties,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of those third parties tend to go to the 3DS, and so I understand why a lot of people went straight to 3DS if they're a big time, Nintendo fan. They went to
Mm-hmm.
3DS to play those other games. And I saw your video you made the other day, Neo, about
Mm-hmm.
the mixing of both third of 3DS and the Switch and all that stuff, getting back the core fans and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of entails that. It's just you got your 3DS guys who want the third parties and all the extra stuff along with the Nintendo stuff, so they went to 3DS. Then you got the people who just want Nintendo stuff and they stayed with the
Right.
home consoles.
Right.
So it just depends on who
Right.
you are and where you plan on getting your stuff. But I don't see that shit
Right.
coming. And if it does, hey, great. I was
Right.
wrong. I'll admit
Right.
it.
So I just want to take the time out to say shout outs to the 42 people up here. We got up to 47 people.
Oh shit.
So thanks to all of you guys. Make sure you thumbs up so that we can get more people in here, get that SEO up so that people can come and find this podcast. We get our user base up. But I appreciate everybody who is in here, to everybody who's giving their feedback in the chat, who's asking questions. You guys are all very much appreciated. So I kind of want to preface um, my reply with, I've been watching lots of people's opinions. There's a lot of segmented thoughts about this. This is not something that everybody has come to a conclusion. You guys have already mentioned my stance on it. My stance is that the thing that could help this thing change is if Nintendo can successfully consolidate both their handheld and their console fans, because just historically, based on the type of games that the people who are on the handheld side of things
Shit.
buy or purchase games, they tend to have more diverse taste than the people who generally play on the home console side. I know that's a very general thing to say, it's a very broad thing to say, but just based on the sales of the type of games that sell on both of these systems, the 3DS and the handheld users are usually the ones with the most diverse taste in games, and that's just based on just solely sales, right? Um, and then there's also people who are like Mr. T. Shout outs to Mr. T. He actually had a very good video about this as well, saying that he doesn't accept the whole install base thing. He thinks that third parties need to make a fan base and just take a chance and put games on it. And I understand that point as well. People talk about how Nintendo gamers or people who play on Nintendo don't buy third party games, but if you don't put the games on the system, you're also not building a fan base for yourself. And then there's a portion of the gaming community that believes that you just should drop it, period, and that you shouldn't care about third party games on Nintendo. Just give it up, basically. So I personally can see all aspects of this argument. I think that it is an argument that's going to continue to happen until we start seeing results. And it is, I'm not gonna lie, on Team Red, we've said in the past on Team Red that we think that the games will come when the install base comes. And I still feel like that, but I think that it's not only when the install base comes, it's when the diverse gamers come, when the people who buy all kinds of games are flocking to the system. And I personally see that happening right now. Um, I am off for the summer. You know, I work in the school system, so I'm off for the summer. I have a lot of time in my hand. So I frequent Nintendo's social media on Twitter. I frequent their Facebook pages. I frequent, you know, sometimes I go to the Nintendo Switch Reddit and you know, I kind of keep my ear to the streets, so to speak. So I hear and see what people are saying on a daily basis. And the consensus is that there's a lot of people right now who are attracted to the Nintendo Switch that are not generally attracted to Nintendo's consoles unless you know they have a 3DS alongside their PS4 or their PC or their Xbox, but they didn't have a Wii U, they didn't have a Wii. They may have had a GameCube, but not really, you know? So the type of gamer base that Nintendo's attracting with the Nintendo Switch, it makes me happy because it seems like a different type of gamer than we've seen who strictly play on Nintendo home consoles in the past. It looks a lot more like what you would see people who play on the 3DS look like. So that excites me. Um, so we did have questions from people in the chat. We're gonna try to keep it civil about how we think about the current debate going on right now between Player Essence and Retro Death. So I know Alex has a lot to say. So let's start with Alex. Alex, what do you feel about this debate? Because this is exactly what we're talking about right now. The whole debate in the community right now about third parties. So give your perspective.
You guys know how I feel about Francis. A lot of the time, like, he says things which are from the company's point of view. He doesn't think about gamers anymore. Uh, it is what it is. Like, he's an ambassador. I guess that's just what he does now. From someone who owns a Switch, like he'll use the same argument that he can play his games elsewhere, which is true. I'm in the same situation where all of us here are lucky enough to be able to play third party games elsewhere. We don't have to rely on Nintendo. Which is why I'm not a huge advocate for third parties on Nintendo anymore, because like I'm tired of fucking doing it, because nothing comes of it. But at the same time, like, people aren't always as lucky as us. So like
Exactly.
those people should be able to play the same games that I have access to. And I don't think it's right to like kind of disillusion them and say things like, "Oh, those games are going to come in 2018. I know because I just know." Okay, calm down. Like, you don't know. I don't care if you're an ambassador. None of that matters. They don't let you in on secret stuff. And Retro Death, whatever the hell his name is, that guy didn't get a word in that entire debate, which is probably still going on now. 3 hours later.
I know.
So I don't know why that guy is incapable of making a point within 2 hours, because like at that point I had just given up, because like you guys were talking in circles for 2 hours.
Yeah,
and nobody got their point across. Like, we got Francis's point. He thinks the games are coming later, and Nintendo has a plan for first parties, which I do agree. Nintendo's plan is definitely first parties this time, and then worry about third parties later after the install base grows. But at the same time, there's definitely no problem with guys asking like, where are the third party games? Like, because Reggie's been touting third party games on the Switch.
So it's actually over.
It's over. Okay. Like Reggie's been touting third-party games on the Switch, so like I don't think it's a problem for people to ask, well, where are they? We're not talking about like Skyrim. Like, who the hell asked for Skyrim? It's a 6-year-old game, man. Like, nobody asked for this shit. Like, they want new games.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, I think like Francis is kind of in his feelings at the moment because he got called. What the hell did they call him? He told him he's damage controlling or something, which it seems like, because he's been freaking out on Twitter for 2 days now over this shit. Him and Super Metal Dave making videos. Mr. T made a video today, which I suspect is about Francis. Obviously, Real Gamer made a video that was clearly about Francis.
Emergency videos are lots of emergency videos.
A lot of emergency videos.
So let's veer off this for just a little bit. And I think a lot of the reason why this conversation has come up, not because E3 just happened, but also something that kind of really reinvigorated this conversation was a developer from Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Right, yeah.
They will bring Dragon Ball Fighter Z to the Switch if the fans demand it. So of course there's fans that are like, yeah, let's get this game on the Switch. Let's retweet this. Let's tell them how we feel. And then you have a lot of jaded fans like me, Alex, and Kuuppon that are like, why do we have to always petition for games? Why can't we
Right.
just get
Get
games
them.
from
Right.
everybody else?
They just put them
So
the fuck on the system.
so I think that is a lot of the reason why all of this is kind of, it kind of seems like it's a lot, it's kind of venomous, because a lot of us are just tired. Like, we're tired of petitioning for things
You shouldn't
that
have
everybody
to.
gets. We shouldn't have to, and a lot of
Like,
people
in a
think,
world where the fucking Xbox One is getting more Japanese games than the Switch, it doesn't make
yes,
sense.
yes, exactly.
Mhm.
It's that's exactly how I feel. Like, so considering this type of situation, I can understand why the emotions are very high. Um, Me, Alice, and Couponer, we're in the middle because we have multiple consoles. So we're like, wherever the games go is where we'll go. But like Alex said, there's a lot of people who aren't as fortunate.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe Dragon Ball Fighter Z will
Fighters.
eventually come, because I mean we are getting Xenoverse 2, which is crazy.
Right.
Who knows? But let's go ahead and get off of that and go ahead and start taking some questions. So I have a couple of questions here in my notepad that some of you guys have asked to us. So shout out to the 51 people watching right now. I appreciate every last one of you guys for coming to watch on my end. Don't forget that ActivesN Gaming is also streaming this as well as on his channel. So if you want to go and give him a thumbs up as well, so that people can come and watch regardless of what side or what where they are, they can watch it. Um, so we got a question from Ataki Teacher, and he asked us, "How many third-party games for the Switch is acceptable for you as a fan?"
Hmm. That's a good
So
question.
we can do this roundtable style. Who went first last time? Whoever went first
I
last
mean,
time goes
I guess
second
I'll
this
I
time.
guess I'll go.
Okay.
I mean, there shouldn't be a freaking number. Is how I feel about it. We
Yeah.
shouldn't be registered by a number. Just give us some fucking games. Period.
Yeah.
The satisfaction is there anything coming at all? I see a few games here and there, but is that really enough?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think so. I don't think there should be a set number. I think they should just be bringing them over. I understand I understand third parties, situation. I get it. They're very cautious. They're not very sure, and I understand the whole cultivated world that Nintendo
Yeah.
has set with their fans and their user base and all this other stuff. We get all that, but I don't give a fuck. Make some games and bring them the fuck over. Get the money. Switch is doing good right now. Why wouldn't you want that money? You pussyfooting
Exactly.
around the situation is not going to get you that money. You worrying and waiting to see if somebody dips their toe in the water first, that ain't going to get it. You need to be the first one in, try it out, make a freaking, I don't know, I guess gamble or something
Yeah.
and just see what happens. You never know. I mean, there's new people coming to the Switch. People who
Right.
don't fuck with Nintendo like hardly ever. And they're coming to the Switch.
Right.
You can keep them on the Switch if you bring the games over, but ain't
Right.
nobody gonna stay on the Switch if they know all they're getting is Mario's and Zelda's, sometimes Kirby's and
Yeah.
maybe a Metroid here and there. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta
Yeah.
bring other shit. You have got to bring diversity and there should be no set number. Sorry. Just bring the shit.
You know, the interesting thing about that, the interesting thing about what you just said, Coupon, is that a couple of months ago, I made a poll on my channel on Twitter. And so those of you guys who are not following me on Twitter, a lot of people follow me. I got Sony fans following me on Twitter, Xbox fans following me on Twitter, Nintendo fans like myself who will also enjoy gaming on multiple consoles. I got a diverse group of people who follow me on Twitter and have me added on Facebook. So I decided to, because you remember, this is when, I think it was right after the January event,
Mm-hmm.
and they announced, I think, Skyrim for the Switch. It was somewhere around that time, right? And so I made a poll. I said, to those of you guys who follow me, how many of you guys want a Nintendo Switch and are planning on buying third-party games on your Switch if they come? And surprisingly, a good number of people are actually willing to play third-party games on the Nintendo Switch strictly for the fact that they can play them anywhere. So I think that's really interesting. I think that one of the things that Nintendo needs to do, and this is one thing that I said in my last video, considering that the Nintendo Switch seems to be catering to a lot of people who don't just game on Nintendo, Nintendo needs to be making a conscious effort of trying to get some of these games over, because you got people who are basically who are migrating over to the Nintendo side now that the Switch is doing well. Lots of games are coming. We got pretty much a good Nintendo exclusive coming every month for the rest of the year. Nintendo needs to bring these games over to keep these people. Because one thing that I thought would never happen is for a Sony gamer to leave their ecosystem to come to Nintendo, or an Xbox gamer to leave their ecosystem to come to a Nintendo, or a PC gamer to leave their ecosystem to come to Nintendo. But here we have self-reports from people who could see themselves doing this actually, which is crazy to me. So Nintendo needs to get on it, man. They need to start talking to these people more and try to get these
on board.
games.
And if you have to, do what you did with Skyrim and publish some of these freaking third-party games. Whatever you gotta do to get them over, it needs to happen on both sides.
Right.
Developers,
Either full publish
Nintendo,
or
all that.
self-publish or whatever.
Whatever
do
you
what
need to do. Because I've seen Nintendo spending money lately.
Yeah.
They had a freaking advertisement on the radio, so they're spending money. Because I ain't never heard of no Nintendo advertising anything on any kind of radios whatsoever.
Exactly.
So,
And the ball is in Nintendo's court, man. The Nintendo Switch is flying off the shelves right now. Like, it's hot right now. The ball is in their court, and it's just
they gotta act on it. They gotta act and do it fast. They gotta be fast about it. So make it happen, Nintendo. Do your thing.
Yes. So, I have another question from Phantom One Op. Phantom One Op says, do you think that Nintendo games will continue to break the top 10 of the NPD charts throughout the year? Anybody want to take this?
Can we answer this one?
Will they continue to reach the top 10? Mario Kart probably will.
Yeah.
I think Mario for sure.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey will. But I thought you meant like continued, like throughout the generation.
Yeah, I think he said throughout the year. Mario.
Oh, okay. Then Mario obviously.
Yeah. Yes. I actually think that Fire Emblem Warriors might do okay. Because like Fire Emblem has garnered a lot of fans from the portable side of things. I think a lot of people will be willing to try Fire Emblem Warriors on the Switch simply for the fact that they've already kind of built this relationship with the franchise on the 3DS. That's what I think anyway. I might be wrong.
Maybe. The Hyrule Warriors did pretty good.
Yes. Yeah. Hyrule Warriors did pretty good. So do you have any questions on your end, Alex, before we go ahead and wrap this up?
I've been looking. Ain't nobody asking questions. We're good.
Okay. So I'm gonna do one more question and then we're gonna dip. Ataki Teacher asks, what can Nintendo do to get third parties to put games on the Switch? I think just keep it selling. Keep the momentum.
That's the only thing they can do at this point.
Advertisements going. Keep courting these third parties as they seem to be doing with a few of them. And just keep going. Don't stop what you're doing. Just keep at it.
Keep the momentum. Like as long as they keep pumping out first party games, like you're gonna get more support down the road. Like I don't think we'll get everything, but the bigger the install base, you'll see more stuff at least.
I think so too. But I do think that we should at least be getting smaller games. Like, I think we should be getting stuff like Dragon Ball. We should be getting stuff like that, a Way Out game for EA. Because, I mean, that's like a co-op game. It's built for the Switch, really.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it like that. We should be getting... We might not... Of course, we're never going to get stuff like Destiny 2 and Anthem.
Yeah, that stuff's not coming. Like, any online always game, just get that out of your mind. That's not happening.
Yes.
Nobody trusts their online. They're not going to do it.
Exactly.
And because they have that idea in their mind that when you're in portable mode, you're going to be like distraught that you can't play your online game on the go. Like, that's what the Destiny guys were saying, essentially.
Yeah, a lot of people are willing to play third-party games on the go. I'm personally not one of them. Sorry. I'll probably be playing most of my third party on my PC.
Trying to play some Destiny on some old freaking hotspot type online. You stupid. That's your
I'll
fault.
probably keep playing most of my third party games on PC. But that being said, if you want Nintendo Switch games or third parties on Nintendo Switch, keep asking for them. Don't let nobody I hear tell you that it's nonsensical to petition for games. Like, if you want games, tell Nintendo you want games, period.
Right.
You know what? Me, Alex, and Kuuppon, we might not be the type of gamer who is just itching for third party on the Switch because we do have multiple consoles, but we do understand there's a lot of people who aren't as fortunate as us, and it is okay to ask Nintendo for this stuff. And don't let
definitely.
I hear tell you that that's not okay.
Yeah.
Because they're in their feelings. It's okay. Demand more of Nintendo. We tell you guys this all the time. If you have higher expectations for Nintendo, let them know. Take Nintendo to task for them. if they want people to stay on the Switch, they have to listen to their fan base at some point. So you guys tell them what you want. Period.
Oh shit.
Because there's a lot of people out here that'll tell you to just give up and don't talk about it. No, talk about what you want. If you're spending money on any product, tell that company holder what you want. Period.
Right.
And that's kind of pretty much it. Keith Norris, I know you asked a question about how we feel about Starlink. We talked about Starlink on our last podcast after E3.
So that game with the toys?
Yeah, we actually thought, well, I thought it looked cool. I don't know about the others. I thought it looked cool. I'm just not down for using toys, but they said there was another way to do it without toys. So if they can come out with a solution that's not like microtransaction-y, I might be able to jump on.
You don't want to keep a jet in your purse alongside your Switch?
Definitely not.
No? Oh man, it sounds like the future to me.
No. What is this Dave was talking about in my chat? He said that was funny what OJ said in his podcast. He said that I was organizing some gang against him, LOL, which I never did, and I never even talked about him in any of my videos or tweets.
Oh, Super Metal Dave?
That's what Dave just said in my chat. I'm gonna say one thing.
I don't know, like, Dave, you really triggered Francers.
I'm gonna say one thing, and I'm gonna get out of here for real. I saw a little bit of that third-party debate, and I think that Francis truly does believe that the entire Nintendo community is like against him.
Yeah.
Like just based on like the tone of his voice and kind of how he was framing some of his arguments, like he truly believes that the whole argument is like us versus him. So I don't know if I would really look too deep into how he feels. That's kind of maybe that's just, I don't know if it's insecurity or if it's just ego or I don't know. I can't speak for that man, but just based off what I was kind of feeling from the conversation, he kind of felt like, because he said things with such emotion, it's almost like he felt like it was kind of personal.
Oh, so, obviously.
I mean, that's up to y'all. That's up to y'all to clarify. Hopefully he allows you to have a conversation with him on either your channel, Dave, or his channel.
I don't know. I saw a guy talking with him for 2 hours, didn't get a word in.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm sorry that he's coming at you some kind of way. I mean, it just kind of is what it is when emotions are high in the Nintendo community, the gaming community at large. Because gamers are just high strung. This is how we are. We're emotional about everything. So let's get out of here, y'all. There's nothing else to say about this. So, Kuuppon, go ahead and give your outro. Tell the people where they can find you and things of that nature. Kuuppon, Bueller.
Hello, can you hear me? My headphones are acting funky. So, yeah, y'all know where I'm at. I'm over here at Kuuppon Stives, doing my little, stroke streams and all that good stuff. Come hit me up. You know where I'm at. Like, subscribe, share, all this good stuff. Follow these other folks in the chat and all this other stuff. And then, yeah, do everything. I gotta go. Bye.
Alright, Alex, go ahead and give your outro. Let the people know where they can find you.
Alright, what's going on, everyone? ActivesiN here. It's ActivesiN on YouTube and at ActivesiN Gaming on Twitter. I am generally on Twitter quite often, so if you want to talk shit, that's where you'll find me. Join our Discord group. It is a lot of fun. It's Team Red Gaming. We're generally talking some foolishness in there all day, so that's a lot of fun. Yeah, Nintendo, third parties, the same old song and dance. I am stepping out of this dance and I'm going somewhere else because I've had enough of it. Third parties for me are going to be on the PC. I will get Nintendo exclusives and stuff like Rocket League. Stuff that I feel makes sense on the Switch, I will get on the Switch. But this whole situation, like that Dragon Ball thing really pissed me off. There's no reason we should have to show them that we want this game when the goddamn motherfucking Xbox only sold 300,000 copies of Xenoverse 2 and you want us to show that we want interest in your game? Fucking crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. I can't do it again. I'm not going to waste my time with this shit anymore. I did the Dragon Ball thing because I was asked to do it, and that's the last time I'm doing this shit, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I've never really been a part of that conversation. I've pretty much been a multi-console gamer, like, basically my whole life, so I've never I don't want to say I never cared. I do think that the people who only can afford to have one console should be able to do so comfortably. You know, I don't want to say that it shouldn't matter because it matters to a lot of people, and that's okay. I just think that as gamers, we just kind of have to just respect that some of these things do matter to people, and that's just the bottom line. We shouldn't try to deter or detract from people how they feel, because a lot of people feel how they feel, and it's for a reason. So shout outs to 54 people max that came through. Like, I think that's a record. For my side of the chat, we got up to 54 people. I think maybe 57 people. So make sure you guys come out tomorrow. Not tomorrow. What am I talking about? Next week. Come out next week, next Tuesday for Team Red Talks Nintendo. We do it at the same time at 8 o'clock. We were a little late today because of the situation going on in the community right now, and everybody was kind of stuck on that. But we generally start about 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and that is 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Make sure that you also come out to Mario Kart Madness Monday. We do that every Monday. We usually generally give away a prize. Yesterday we gave away Ultra Street Fighter 2 for the Nintendo Switch, but we generally give away eShop points, and we don't do it based on who gets first. It's a random draw based on who participates. So make sure you come through. You can get an extra couple of $10, get some of those Neo Geo games on the Switch. That's pretty much all you can buy with $10. But yeah, come through. Thanks again for those of you guys who came and talked with us. Please come back next week. We want to see your face. Make sure you give us a thumbs up right now. Give it a thumbs up when it's archived, and we'll talk to you later.
He's still arguing with people on Twitter, man. He just had a 3-hour debate. God damn.
Oh my god.
Yo,
right,
like Super Metal Dave, congratulations, man. You got him like riled up like a motherfucker, man. That shit's funny to me.
He's still